Today we will deal with the theory of attributes. So before moving on to the theory of attributes, first let's check what is statistics of variables and what is statistics of attributes. In the first place, we may measure the actual magnitude or size of some phenomena. For example, we measure the height of students of a class, their weight, etc. Similarly, we may study the weight structure of the workers of a particular factory, the amount of rainfall in a year. Okay, so the characteristics of this type of phenomena is that they can be quantitatively measured. Data regarding such phenomena are known as statistics of variables. And the various statistical techniques like measures of central tendency, dispersion, correlation, which we have already studied earlier, are used for finding out the statistic of variables. Now, in the second place, there are certain phenomena like blindness, deafness, etc., which are not capable of direct quantitative measurement. In such cases, the quantitative character arises only indirectly in the process of counting. For example, we can determine out of 1,000 persons how many are blind and how many are not blind, but we cannot precisely measure their blindness, right? Such phenomena where direct quantitative measurement is not possible, that is where we can study only the presence or absence of a particular characteristic, are called statistics of attributes. Now, how can we measure the quantitative phenomena? So that is what we are going to study in this section. Now, before that, we also should know about the difference of correlation and association. Now, what is correlation? Correlation is something that you have studied earlier, right? So let's brush up what is correlation. The tool of correlation is used to measure the degree of relationship between two such phenomena as are capable of direct quantitative measurement. On the other hand, the method of association of attribute is employed to measure the degree of relationship between two phenomena whose size we measure cannot be measured, and where we cannot only determine the presence or absence of a particular attribute. Okay, now how do we deal with the statistics of attributes? That is the next question. While dealing with the statistics of attributes, we have to first classify the data. The classification is done on the basis of the presence or absence of the particular characteristic or particular attribute. When we are studying only one attribute, two classes are formed, one possessing that attribute and another not possessing it. For example, when we study the attribute employment, two classes shall be formed, right? Those who are employed and those who are not employed. When two attributes are studied, four classes shall be formed. If besides the employment we study the sex-wise distribution, then four classes shall be formed: number of males employed, number of females employed, number of males unemployed, and number of females unemployed. Now we will see, or we will have a look into the notations and terminologies that are usually used in the theory of attributes. Now, for the sake of simplicity and convenience, it is good to use certain symbols to represent different classes and their frequency. So it is customary to use capital letters A and B to represent the presence of an attribute, whereas we use alpha, that is Greek letters alpha and beta, represents the absence of the attribute. For example, if A represents males, then alpha represents females. Okay. Then if B represents literates, then beta represents illiterates. Therefore, the combination of different attributes is denoted by, see, I have given a bracket over here, and inside the bracket I have written AB. Okay, now then I can also write it as A beta, alpha B, and alpha beta. Now what is AB? Yeah, A means males, it represents males, and B means literates. So male literates, or the number of male literates, or the number of people who possess these two attributes, A and B, those who are male and literate, male literates. Okay, so let's have a look. Now from the above example, as I said, yeah, so it is AB is literate males, then alpha beta illiterate females. AB denotes the number of individuals possessing the attributes A and B. Okay, so that is clear from this example, right? Now we have to see what is a class frequency, or what is a class frequency all about. The number of observations assigned to any class is termed, for the sake the frequency of the class, or the class frequency. The class frequencies are usually denoted by enclosing the corresponding by enclosing in brackets, and the corresponding attributes is written inside. For example, if you check this, it is enclosed, a B is enclosed in a bracket, the characteristic B, and it denotes, what does this means? It denotes the number of B's, or the object possessing the attribute B, right? Similarly, let's have a look. Now when you come to this scenario, what is this? It denotes the object possessing the attribute A, right? Now here you have beta, so you might be wondering what it is. Okay, that we will come to later. Now here it denotes the objects possessing attribute A, but it does not have B over here. Okay, and so on. Now so that was about what class frequency. So I hope you have got an idea about what is class frequency. Now let's have a look at the order of classes, and again, what is class frequency? Now you know what is class frequency, right? So order of classes, let's have a look at order of classes. A class that is having only one attribute is known as class of the first order. Okay, now let's see. A class that is having two attributes is known as class of the second order. Okay, now so what is the order of a class means? The order of a class depends upon the number of attributes specified. So that is what I said. A class that is having one attribute is known as class of the first order, and a class that is having two attributes is known as the class of second order. Now the total number of observations, usually the total number of observations is denoted by what? Capital N, right? So capital N is called the frequency, and it is defined as the frequency of the zero order. Okay, so these things are some of the things that you have to keep in mind. Now I'm going to show you something. Now see, these are the class frequencies, right? So in the last slide you studied about what is a class frequency and how it is denoted. Okay, now N, I have written over here N. N is a frequency. It is a total number of frequency. Now that is what the frequency of zero order. Now what about this? Now inside the bracket I have written A, inside the bracket I have written B, inside the bracket I have written alpha, and also beta. Now these are four different class frequencies, right? So these four different class frequencies, when you closely observe, you can see that there is only one attribute in each of the classes. in each of the class frequency. For example, in this case there is only A, in this case there is only B, here there is only alpha, and here there is only beta. So this is what the frequencies of first order when there is only one attribute. But what happened to this? Yeah, if you closely observe, you can see that there are two attributes in each of the class frequencies. So here it is AB, and here it is alpha beta, here we have A beta, and here we have alpha beta. Okay, this is alpha B, sorry. So here, since you have two attributes in the same class frequencies, we say that it is frequencies of second order. I hope you have understood the order of classes and class frequencies. I mean the difference between order of classes and class frequencies. Now we'll go to the number of frequency. Now, if there are n attributes, the number of frequency, the number of class frequency is given by 3 raised to n. Now let's have a look. Now for the time being, you don't have to look at these three formulas. Now just check, just have a look at this sentence and connect this with your example over here. If there are n attributes, the number of class frequency is given by, yes, 3 raised to n. Now for example, if A and B are two attributes, okay, now so if A and B are two attributes, then what is your n in this formula? Yeah, it is 2. So you can write this formula as 3 raised to n, which is equal to 3 raised to 2, and that is equal to 9. So you just keep this in your mind. Okay, we will come back to this. Before that, I'm going to give you 3 important formulas. N, or the total number of frequency, is equal to what? The number of attributes, the number of so here n is equal to, what is n? The total number of frequency is equal to the number of A's plus the number of alpha. So if you add up A and alpha, or the number of A and number of alpha, you will get the total number of frequency. Now how will you find out A? The number of A is equal to number of AB, and if you add number of AB plus number of A beta, you will get your attribute, the number of attributes A. Then what about alpha? How will you get that? Yes, number of alpha B plus number of alpha beta, you will get what? Alpha. So how will you get number of B? Have you thought about that? Yeah, so just write down in a piece of paper what is number of B and also beta. Okay, now let's have a look at what is ultimate class frequencies. Now you know what is class frequencies. Now you have to study about what is ultimate class frequency. Now the classes specified by n attributes, okay, that is those of the highest order, can be termed as the ultimate class frequency. Now the total number of classes determined by the formula, here it is 2 raised to n. Now in this case, that is in the case of ultimate class frequencies, we determined by the formula 2 raised to n, whereas yeah, the total number of class frequencies, the earlier one, how did we determine it? 3 raised to n. Okay, now in the case of ultimate class frequency, the formula is 2 raised to n. Now let's have a look. If there are two attributes, if we are studying about two attributes, then the class of the ultimate order will be what? 2 raised to n can be written as 2 raised to 2, which is equal to 4. Now the frequency of ultimate classes can be known from the table below. I will give you a table. Now you can see there are two attributes A and B. Okay, now what is alpha? Alpha is the attribute that does not possess A. Okay, and what is beta? Beta is the attribute that does not possess B. Now since you have two attributes, we have written over here what, 2 raised to 2, there will be 4. Okay, so the ultimate order will be 4, and you can give this like you can write this in a form of a table. Now, what are the 4 ultimate classes over here? It is AB, alpha, beta, what, A beta, and alpha b, alpha beta, A beta, and AB. So these are the ultimate classes, class frequency. Okay, now I'm going to add this up. Now if I add this up, what I get, A plus A beta is equal to A, alpha beta plus alpha b plus alpha beta is equal to alpha, AB plus alpha beta is equal to B, A beta plus alpha beta is equal to beta, and the total of the whole thing you will get N. Now I will explain this to you, the formulas, a bit more in the next slide. So from the table you can write as what, A is equal to AB plus A beta, alpha is equal to alpha b plus alpha beta, B is equal to AB plus alpha beta, and beta is equal to A beta plus alpha beta. And what is capital N? Capital N is equal to A plus alpha. Capital N can also be written as what, B plus beta, and capital N can be also written as the sum of all the classes that is given in the table. So let's have a look at the table once more. Yes, so this is the table that we have over here. Okay, now just look at the table, just keep that picture in your mind, and then go back to your formulas. Are you getting an idea about it? Okay, now these formulas are really important. When you do a problem, you will understand it a bit more. So you have to know about the formula and how it comes. Okay, and you have to learn these formulas also, right? So we are moving to a problem now. Now, from the following data, you have to find out the missing frequencies. Now you have given the number of A and B, and that is equal to 100. A is 300, capital N, that is the total frequency, is 1000, and the number of B is what, 600. So let's have a look at the solution. Now I know a table, I know how to create a table like this. This is the general table when we have what, 2 attributes A and B. So from our question it is clear that we have only 2 attributes A and B, and these are the frequencies that comes inside, and these are the totals. Now from the question we have certain data with us, so let's have a look at the data. Now I'm going to fill this table with the help of the data that is that I got from the question. So here AB, when you look back to the question, you know what is AB, it is 100, so I just wrote over here 100. Then B, that B is given as 600, so the total over here I can write it as 600. Then capital N is 1000. Then I have with me what is A is 300. So I hope all of you by now know what are the formulas. Now the missing frequencies are A beta, alpha b, alpha beta, beta, and alpha. See, when you go back, I have put some question marks over here, right? So there are 5 frequencies missing. Now you have to find these 5 things out. So the 5 things are A b, alpha b, alpha beta, beta, and alpha. Now how to find these 5 things? Now you know the formula of what, A is equal to what, AB plus A beta. Now from that you can find out what A beta. What is A beta? A beta is equal to A minus AB, which is equal to what? 300 minus 100, which is equal to 200. This you will get from your table, right? Then next, you have to find out what? Alpha. So for that I'm going to take the formula n is equal to a plus alpha, and you get alpha is equal to n minus a, which is equal to 1000 minus a, that is 1000 minus 300, that is 700. Now I have to find out beta. So for that I am going to consider the formula n is equal to b plus beta, right? So beta is equal to n minus b, which is equal to 1000 minus 600, and that is equal to 400. Now I'm going to find out what is alpha beta. For that I'm going to consider b is equal to ab plus alpha beta. So alpha beta is equal to b minus ab, which is equal to 600 minus 100, that is equal to 500. Now I'm going to find out what is alpha b. Okay, so for that I'm going to consider this formula, and I get alpha minus alpha beta is equal to 700 minus 500, which is equal to 200. So that is how we find out the missing frequencies by using the formulas. I hope you have understood the problem and also the theory of the introduction part of the theory of attributes. Thank you.